I have a very interesting guest. I have Lindsey Nelson here. Lindsey is a content marketer at Huckabuy, where she basically collected a lot of great experience in the startup world, and definitely her focus lies on the intersection of copywriting, design, and SEO. So very much geared towards the conversations that we're having on the podcast, in regards to what all needs to be taken into consideration for a successful website. And I'm just pleased to welcome you to the show, Lindsey. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Very good. So maybe in your own words, tell us about Huckabuy a little bit. What is it all about?
So Huckabuy is an SEO automation software platform. Our product will make your website faster, more efficient, communication with Google search or will give you better communication with Google search bots. We optimize the crawling, rendering, and indexing portion of SEO through structured data, dynamic rendering, and page speed. So I know maybe not everyone's familiar with what those are, but that's what we really do. And then so the results that you can expect from that is you'll see an increase of speed for your website and a better web performance. You'll see an improvement in indexation, and any crawling issues you would have had will be improved, which obviously will help your organic search rankings. And then the structured data will help you get more rich results in Google search. So if you're say an e-commerce business, you're probably updating your product pages weekly, if not daily, and it can be hard for Google to always be indexing and crawling all those pages, especially if they have a lot of JavaScript or things like that. And our product really just helps automate that. And that's kind of a part of the SEO that I think a lot of people don't think about, is the technical portion. So that's what we really do. And you don't have to be a developer to have those benefits that way or use development resources. You can sign up with Huckabuy and we'll take care of it for you.
Very cool. I think the audience will definitely get exactly what you're talking about. So super, super interesting. Maybe you could tell us a bit about the company first. So maybe, how many clients maybe you would be working with, or how many visitors to the page, or anything that would be characterizing a Huckabuy a little bit.
Yeah, so we like to work with a lot of different types of clients. We have a few enterprise companies that are customers, because we're a software company. But yeah, like we had Salesforce, and we had a company called Owler, and let me think of others.
Yeah, or maybe just like, what would be the types of companies that you would be working with? Maybe that's interesting to know. If what would be a typical client? So if somebody's listening in and trying to figure out, is Huckabuy something for me? What would be a typical client like?
So it's really just any company that has issues with indexing or crawling. If you rely a lot on your website and you're updating it frequently, that you're ideal for Huckabuy, really. A lot of companies with larger websites, like thousands to millions of pages, also really, really benefit from a product like Huckabuy, because those are the companies that tend to get indexed less. And like Botify actually had a study that found that half of these pages for enterprise level sites are getting indexed. So it can be a game changer using dynamic rendering software, for sure.
I can see that very clearly. What would you say, right? How do people, currently learn about Huckabuy? Like, what would be sort of a typical journey somebody would be going through in order to, hear about Huckabuy and getting started?
Yeah, so the best way to learn about us is just to head over to our website, huckabuy.com. And we have a social media presence as well. We mostly do LinkedIn because we're B2B. And then the main way that we get new customers though is through like email marketing. So we just do like cold outreach, and it actually works pretty well because we're still like growing, and so email is still working really well for us. And it's an old tactic, but you know, it's tried and true, and it works, so we love it.
Definitely, definitely. And what role would you say does the website play, the Huckabuy website, in terms of, um, client acquisition?
Yeah, so we have all like explaining of our products on there. We spend a lot of time on those pages. We have a couple explainer videos, like if you want to learn more about what structured data is, or things like that. We have a page for that. We have a lot of informational pages just to help you learn more about like these kinds of problems with indexing and crawling and our solutions. And then also we are definitely talking about the Google algorithm update that's coming in May 2021, because it's going to really affect page speed. And a lot of websites are going to have more issues with ranking and stuff if they're not paying attention to the new core web vitals. So we have some information about that on our website as well, which I think would be really helpful to people. And then, yeah, our page speed is a good solution for fixing that as well, or fixing at least part of it.
If you're thinking about the Hackabuy website, right now, what would you say is the major strength of the website? Is it sort of the ability to convert people that are coming to the page? Is it the quality of leads that are being generated? Is it the experience that you provide? Where do you see a strength of the Hackabuy website?
Yeah, I think that the traffic that we do get converts really well. We have it, of course, because we are focused on this technical side of things. We are really optimized in that way. So that's nice. Like when I post something, it's like very fast and gets indexed quickly. So I think that the strength of our website is the speed, and then we have an awesome designer that helps with conversions as well. So, but we're still working on our website, getting that traffic piece, because we are still, like I said, growing and getting established, getting our domain authority up and stuff, and that just kind of takes time. So
100%.
yeah.
100%. And the flip side, I wanted to ask, like, where do you see the biggest room for improvement for the website?
Yeah, I think that like we have a lot of room for improvement when it comes to just links going back to our site, getting more like informational content on there. I'm a content marketer, and I definitely think that we have a lot more content that can be on the page, or on, more pages to be on the site. So we've, like, since I've started, because I started about 5 months ago with Huckabuy, and we've added a lot and we've grown a lot, but we still have a long ways to go in terms of content marketing and getting that website to be where we want it to be. But yeah, we've really pushed the gas pedal in the last, over the summer on our website. So.
Very cool. If we would be looking behind the curtain of Huckabuy, right? I know you're sitting on the marketing side of things, you're working on the content marketing. How is sales and marketing structured? How do they work together?
Yeah, so I'm glad you asked. Actually, we work really closely with our sales team, our marketing team does, because, I mean, the best marketers, have a sales mindset as well. And there's a lot that you can learn from talking to the people that are talking to your prospects and, your current customers every day. And like, they really hear the pain points and things like that. So, and then we can go in and adjust our messaging and make sure that we're just as aligned as possible, and also support them with like the marketing materials that they might need, and just make sure that they're set up to do their best job, and then they do the same for us. And it's super awesome. We actually have a weekly book club. We like read a sales book we read like a chapter a week, and it's a lot of fun. It's a way to like have a casual conversation, but also kind of strategize and get comfortable with each other, and build like a kind of personal relationship with the people in the sales team that you wouldn't probably normally work directly with, so that if you do need something that, you're close with them. And then, at the same time, like, everyone in the company has good ideas for marketing, and it's nice to just have those ideas thrown at you.
Very cool. Could you describe from a marketing perspective, like the journey, what happens to a lead, right? If somebody signs up on the website, what would happen then?
Yeah. So, I mean, we use Salesforce when someone fills out a form on the website, it will just go to Salesforce, and then our sales team will be notified, and they'll go and see if it's a good fit for Huckabuy. Some of these like super small websites maybe aren't as good of a fit, or stuff like that, and they'll qualify the lead, and then they'll set you up with one of our account specialists, and they'll get on a call with you and explain to you exactly what Huckabuy is, and just kind of what dynamic rendering is, what structured data is, what our page speed software is, and so that you have an idea if it's something that would work for you. And they will also do an opportunity analysis of your website if you sign up through our opportunity analysis form, which is where they just go through and see how many of your pages are being indexed, how healthy is your website from a technical perspective. And so they can give you the education, so that even if you don't end up using Huckabuy, you still leave with that new perspective on your website, on an individual basis.
Okay, very cool. I would love to switch gears a little bit and talk about you as a sort of marketing leader in the team. What type of content do you consume? How do you educate yourself?
Yeah, I actually am obsessed with LinkedIn. I'm on it every day. And I've really been trying to organically grow there. So I love that. And then I have some content that I read, like my coworker is obsessed with Kevin Indig, so I consume some of his content, and just some of these SEO people in the SEO space, and then I read like the Google blog and stuff like that to stay up to speed with them. So yeah, and then just kind of here and there reading articles about marketing, and just if I don't know something, I just pretty much look it up and learn from there.
I see. What would be maybe a topic that you would have recently researched?
Well, I did write that Google algorithm update article recently. So I researched that a ton to make sure that, I got the full picture of the full narrative when it comes to like how long Google's been talking about speed and all that. So I consulted a lot of the blogs and, went to like Martin Splitt's page and made sure that I was, reading everything that he's been talking about, and just really trying to make sure that I became, a fast expert on the topic.
That's awesome. I've been myself even part of Google's mobile page optimization team for a couple of years. So it's a great topic. It's a great topic. I love it.
I saw that on your LinkedIn profile that you'd been working with him. Have you worked with Martin?
No, I was working on the Europe side of things rather than the US.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
I see. Great. So since we are slowly actually coming already to an end of the interview, I would like to jump into our rapid fire questions basically it's a couple of short questions with some crisp answers. Are you ready?
Yep.
What's the last book you read?
The last book that I read, it's called The Challenge Customer. It's the one that we're reading for our book club. Yep. Very
cool. What's the one single thing that your company is focused on the most at the moment?
I would have to say the Google algorithm update that's kind of what we are centering our strategies on right now. So
if there would be no boundaries in technology, what would you want to have fixed for the company today?
Oh, I don't know. I guess,
We can come back to this one.
Yeah, I guess I would just figure out a better way to get backlinks for us than just asking for them. And it can be very time consuming, and you have to be like very artful about getting backlinks, I think, until you become more established and people know who you are and just not organically link to you. Because obviously people do organically link to like good content, but it takes a bit to get to that spot. So I guess I would just like have a good way to get backlinks without it being sketchy, you know, without the non-black hat, white hat
Makes a lot of sense.
backlinks.
Makes a lot of sense. What's the last thing that kept you awake at night about the company?
uh, Probably kept me awake at night.
If you have a great sleep and don't keep awake, that's also fine.
Yeah, we've been doing pretty good lately. So I don't
Awesome.
know.
All good.
Yeah, I get good sleep.
Very good. If today would be your very first day working with Huckabuy, what would be one advice that you would give yourself if you would restart the company, or if you would restart working at the company again?
Yeah, I would say I think that when anyone starts a new opportunity, there's kind of a bit of imposter syndrome associated with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just tell myself, you know, you deserve to be here just as much as anyone else. And, you know, kind of, you got this. And then I probably would, if I could go back even further than that, I guess I would write even more, like maybe do a personal blog, just do even more to prepare myself so that I could build that confidence, and have less of that going into it. But I think it's pretty normal to feel intimidated at first, but it always works out, and especially if you're meant to be there.
Very cool. Lindsay, I really appreciate it. You've been part of Pathmark Presents today. I want to give you the last word. If somebody would forget everything about Huckabuy today, maybe what would one thing they should remember about the company?
I'd say the thing you should remember for the immediate future is that if you don't currently have a plan for the new Google algorithm update, you need one, and Huckabuy should be a part of that plan. We will make your website Google's perfect world for this next update and into the future. So
awesome, Lindsay. Thanks for being part of the show.
thank you so much.